Hi everyone, welcome to another crafty tutorial with me, Laura, and something a little bit different in this video, a very much requested tutorial from Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram, link up there somewhere. And that is, I've been really getting into my embroidery at the moment, and I've been sharing a few of my designs on Instagram, such as this one here. I'm working on this little one at the moment, which is hopefully going to turn into one of my bags, and also been doing this as well, so hopefully my mother's not watching, which I made into one of my bags. This is one of my bags because I'm really into sewing at the moment as well. But if you want to win one of my bags, by the way, which is this one here, then do head to Instagram, Happy Berry Crochet, for your chance to win not just a little very cool haberdashery fabric bag, but also it's a crochet hook bag, so you can hold up to 18 standard size hooks. I use the Clover soft touch hooks pretty much in every one of my videos. Plenty of room for all your accessories like scissors and little balls, tiny balls of yarn, and also it's got a little felt patch for putting in your needles, which is really handy. So if you want to win this exact bag, well, exact replica of this bag, this one here, then do head to my Instagram and check out how you can enter over there. But let's carry on with this tutorial. I'm going to be showing you how to do this stitch here, which is really good for making petals on flowers and also for leaves as well, and it's called the raised fishbone stitch. The raised fishbone stitch. So let's begin. Let's get set up. So first thing to do is I've been getting myself some fabric that's suitable for embroidery. This fabric is just linen fabric, 100% linen fabric. You can use cotton and linen mixes. I picked this up from Dunelm actually, if you're in the UK. So it came in a little pack. I don't know if I've got the pack to hand. Here we go. Little pack here from Dunelm. So if you want to get that, that's working out really well. And then you're also going to need an embroidery hoop as well, and I think I got this one from Hobbycraft in the UK, so you can get these from most craft stores. And they're basically, if you're brand new to embroidery, what they do is they just hold your fabric in place while you do your embroidery. So let's get set up. Okay, so I'm going to be using some of this fabric here, just a linen fabric that I had in stock. And what you need to do is take the inner ring of your embroidery ring, so that's the one without the screw at the top, and place it underneath your project. And then you're going to take the outer ring and you just put it over the top of your material. Now, if you've done embroidery before, this will all seem very familiar, but this is more for beginners, this tutorial. So there we go. So just tighten up the screw, hold that in place, and then that just holds your fabric nice and tight. So it's all ready for embroidery. Now you can purchase embroidery threads, such as these sorts of things, which you may have seen before in various craft stores. But I often find that these don't go very far, especially when you want to work with the same colour. You have to end up buying quite a lot of them. So what I actually do is I take a little bit of cotton yarn. So I've got some of this cotton yarn, which is the same cotton yarn that I used for my amigurumi doll. And so I take some of this, just 100% cotton yarn. I'm going to take a short, not so short, this little length of my cotton, and then I'm going to split it. So I'm just going to cut this yellow, and then this has about 8 strands, and I'm going to split it into 4. So, and I find cotton works the best because if you try and use other types, when you pull, it can just fray apart. So those fabrics tend to be quite good for felting. We want something that doesn't pull apart as easy when you pull on it. So we're going to split this into 2. And a little trick to do this is just hold the main end in your mouth or somewhere. And then just keep it tight. Keep the end tight as you pull it. So there we go. If you keep the end tight, it makes it easier to pull. So now we've got about 4 strands. We have got 4 strands. Should have 4 strands. Okay, then we're going to take a sewing needle. So we're not going to be using a yarn needle. You want a smaller sewing needle. So I'm going to take my rather crazy bendy one, and then we're going to thread this onto my needle, obviously. Okay, so once you've threaded that on, what we're going to do is just going to put a little knot in the end of our yarn, just so it doesn't come through. Like so. And then what we want to do is just get a little pencil, and we're going to draw out roughly either a flower or a leaf that we're going to do on our little project. So I'm just going to do a little small project. So I'm going to put a little circle in the middle, and I was going to do some little small leaves. And what I find works well is to do them opposite. So I'm going to zoom in and see what I'm doing a bit better, hopefully. So a little circle there for the centre of our little flower. I'm going to do like a mini sunflower type thing. Once I've done the first petal, I then draw one the other side, roughly the same. And then I turn it at 90-degree angles and I do them in the opposite. So you end up with a sort of propeller type thing. This is a good way of spacing out your petals. Don't have to be perfect because flowers in nature aren't perfect. And then we fill in the last few gaps. And then here. And you should get something that looks fairly symmetrical. Okay, so once you've got your little flower design, we're going to take our needle and thread and our cotton, and we're going to work on the very first petal. So to do the raised fishbone, I keep calling it the herringbone stitch, but the raised fishbone stitch is there is also a flat fishbone, which is almost pretty much just going from side to side. This one here is the raised fishbone stitch, which adds a nice padded feel and creates that lovely vein down the centre. The first thing to do is put your needle at the very point of your petal, so about there, okay, and then just bring that through right at the tip of your petal. And then halfway down your petal or your leaf, same thing applies to your leaf, we put it there, so it's right in the middle. And then what you want to do is you want to come out to the side there. Okay, so you go down to the middle of your petal or leaf and come out to the side. Okay. Should look a little something like that. Okay, so once you've come out there, what we're going to do is we're going to go up to the top, but just slightly below your point. You don't want it to be higher. You want to make that the nice point of your petal. You want to go to the opposite side over here, and I'll keep it simple by just going to the back to begin. So you've got this nice diagonal piece happening there, which I know looks nothing like a petal at the moment, but give it time. Then we want to come out the other side at the top, just to the side, to the left hand side, just slightly below your point. So come out through there, and then we finish up this first stage by going to the opposite side in the middle, down there. Okay, so you started at the top and went down to the bottom, then over to the side, up, over and down. So you end up with this nice little sort of crisscross pattern. And now whenever we're in the middle, we then need to go back to the other side. So we're now going to start again down here. So we're going to come up just below this side here. So about there, just below the other piece of thread, and bring that through. So I'm doing this one stitch at a time rather than some embroiders they do go in and out straight away, but I'm trying to do this to keep this a bit easier to understand. Then we're going to go back up, follow the direction of this thread here and go just slightly over, following your pencil line, but down, so just slightly over and down. Okay. Then we go over at the top to the other side, just slightly below your last thread, following that pencil line, and then down to the other side, going slightly below your previous. So you're working down very slowly. See, and that just crosses over slightly lower. And then we start again over on the left hand side in the middle, again slightly below your previous stitch, following the contours of your pencil line, again back up to the top, and then over at the top. The more gaps you put in between, you end up with different effects on your leaf. So you can create it quite gappy with the same technique. And again, down to this side. And you just follow that same system. And when you've finished each set, you always start at the left-hand side and you just follow it and carry on. So again, we start down here. Over to the top. Then when you get better, you can actually just do one stitch in total, like in one move. So you can go over, straight over like that. And then back down to here and start again. Starting over here. And then when you start getting to the other edges, just go slightly to the right hand side of them. And back over to the top this side. And then down. Over and then up just to the right hand side of these stitches here. I tend to just go in between them. Over to this side, slightly to the left hand side of these other stitches, down, following the contours of your pencil. Over, almost finished our first petal. Up again. Over to the other side and down. You can see what it's creating. It's like a little seam down the middle. And just carry on until you run out of petal. And as you get towards the end, just just becomes a little crisscross. Let's put it at the end there. I think that will be the last stitch. There we go. Little crisscross at the end. And there is the first petal. So it creates this nice vein down the middle that looks like a leaf. If I can show you on this one again. Creates a nice little center line down the middle. And you can do exactly the same for petals. And this, I just did a slight different shape, so it's not a perfect oval. It's got a little, gets narrow there, but you follow the exact same technique. Start at the top, come to the middle, go over, and just carry on like that, just following the contours of your pencil, and it creates different shapes like so. And if you like this tutorial, you'd like to see more embroidery tutorials, I can show you how to do the little French knots in the middle and some of the other stitches as well, such as this bullion stitch here to make a bullion rose, and even how to do lettering as well. If you're interested, let me know in the comments below, but I'll see you soon for some more crafty crochet fun. So thanks for watching, guys. Bye. I suppose I need to finish this little flower now, don't I? And there we go. Just thought I'd show you the finished flower with all the petals done. And I did exactly the same for all the other petals, just following the contours of my pencil lines. And maybe if you've enjoyed this tutorial and you'd like to see more embroidery tutorials, maybe we can fill in the middle of the flower. We could make this into a nice piece. And also, if you want to know how to make this bag, which is just a simple bag, I call it my Parisian purse, so it doesn't hold any crochet hooks. If you want to know how to make this, there is a photo tutorial on my blog at happybirdcrochet.blogspot.com. Shows you how to sew and zip and everything. But like I said, if you want to win one of my Parisian purses, but with crochet hook holders and little felt and everything, the hooks and accessories of course are not included, but if you want to win this fabric bag, this haberdashery fabric bag, crochet hook bag, then do check me out on Instagram at happybirdcrochet, and I'll see you soon for some more crafty crochet fun. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.